Welcome students. In today's class, we are going to discuss about the following topics: the salient features of kingdom fungi, useful and harmful fungi, and salient features of different divisions of kingdom Plantae and their examples. The salient features of kingdom fungi are as follows. The body of the fungi may be unicellular, like in case of yeast, body is made up of a single cell. Multicellular, body is made up of more than one cell, just like in mushrooms, or filamentous, that is a network-like structure. And they are eukaryotic because the nuclear material or the genetic material is enclosed by a proper nuclear membrane. They are called saprophytes because they mostly live on dead decaying organic matter and they absorb their nutrients from them. The bread mold is one example of fungi, and it is made up of thread-like structure which are called hyphae. Now, a network of hyphae is called mycelium. Mature erect structures bearing rounded bodies on the tip are called the sporangium. They start developing from the hyphae, and all these sporangium are connected with the hyphae by a long process which is called sporangiophore. Now the tuft of sporangium and sporangiophore are connected with another bunch by a process which is called the stolon. The erect hyphae are called sporangiophores and the rounded bodies are the sporangium. The sporangium are the spore containing organs which will produce the spores, which act as the reproductive organ of the fungi. Fungi perform aerobic respiration because they need oxygen for their respiration, and digestive juice of the hyphae converts the starch of bread into glucose, and by that process they obtain their nutrition. Some members of the kingdom fungi are useful to human beings and some are harmful to human beings. First, let us discuss the useful ones. Morchella and agaricus are edible mushrooms, so they are taken as food. Yeast, that is a very useful fungi. It has a multitude of use in case of bakery and breweries. Yeast also produces vitamin B. So in industrial production of vitamin B, yeast is used. All of these fungi are good decomposers. So they will decompose the dead organic matters and divide those complex organic substances into simpler organic substances by breaking down, and they will be retained by the soil for further use. Penicillin was the first antibiotic that was prepared by the scientist Alexander Fleming from a fungi which is named as Penicillium notatum. Mucor and penicillium are used to ripen the cheese, that is in the aging process of the cheese that will give the cheese a particular characteristic flavor. Now if we look at the harmful fungi, some of the fungi are responsible for spoilage of food, leather goods and textiles. Normally the fungi spoil the food and all these substances in the rainy season when there is a lot of moisture in the air, and that particular condition is very favorable for growth of fungi. The crops also may undergo fungal attack. Skin and lung infection can also be produced by some fungi. One skin infection is athlete's foot and another is ringworm. Those are the fungal infections and they might be very dangerous. Let us look at the first division of kingdom Plantae, which is the algae. The algae are aquatic, that is they are grown in water. The body of algae can be unicellular or multicellular. As we can see in the picture, they are green in color, so they have chlorophyll, and since they have chlorophyll, they can do photosynthesis and they are called autotrophs. Some of the algae might be of color red and brown because they have some other pigments like phycoerythrin, fucoxanthin, etc. But that does not mean that they do not perform photosynthesis. It just means that the chlorophyll is present in lesser amount than the red or the brown pigment. So the manifestation of chlorophyll, which is the green color, is masked by the red and the brown color. So the chlorophyll is present in all the algae in lesser amount or in higher amount, and the chlorophyll makes them able or competent to perform photosynthesis. Example is Spirogyra. The next division of kingdom Plantae is mosses or bryophytes. The mosses or bryophytes are grown in the rainy season on the walls as a green velvety cover. The stems and leaves are present in mosses or bryophytes, but they are not proper or true stems, leaves and roots. Instead, they have some root-like structure which are called rhizoid. They have some leaf-like structure which is called phyllid, and they have some stem-like structure which is called collid. The mosses or the bryophytes are also called the amphibians of the plant kingdom because although they are terrestrial plants, for the process of reproduction they need water because the male spores that are produced by the mosses or bryophytes need water for swimming. So since they are present in both land and the aquatic environment, they are called the amphibians of the plant group. The next division or the next higher and more developed division is ferns or pteridophytes. The main difference between the mosses or the bryophytes and the pteridophytes is that in case of ferns or pteridophytes, the plant body is differentiated into proper or true stems, roots and leaves. They do not produce any flower and seeds. Instead of producing seed, they produce spores on the underside of their leaves, and those spores act as the reproductive organ of these ferns. The leaves have small rounded bodies on the upper portion or the apical portion which also contain the spores, and when these small rounded bodies will open, the spores will get dispersed and distributed all around the parent plant and new ferns will grow from them. Spores are contained in these small rounded bodies. Next up we have the gymnosperms, and the salient features of gymnosperms are that they bear seeds unlike the pteridophytes which used to produce the spores, but in case of gymnosperm the seeds are not contained or enclosed in a fruit. Instead they bear naked seeds on a particular structure which is called cones. Examples of gymnosperms include pine, fir, cedar, spruce, etc. The cones can be male or female, that is, in case of the male cones it will bear the pollen, and in case of the female cones it will bear the ovules. So the main difference between pteridophytes and the gymnosperm is that the pteridophytes do not produce seeds, but in case of gymnosperm they produce seeds which are not enclosed in fruit. The most developed and the last division of kingdom Plantae is angiosperms or the flowering plants. They bear flowers, fruits and seeds which are enclosed in fruits. So the main difference between gymnosperm and angiosperm is that the seeds are enclosed in fruit in case of angiosperm, and also unlike the gymnosperms, the angiosperms bear flowers and fruits. The ovules are turned into seeds after fertilization, while the ovary turns into the fruit. Examples are mango, guava, cashew nut, etc. The angiosperms can further be subdivided into two groups which are called monocotyledonous and dicotyledonous. This division is based on the number of cotyledons present in the seeds. In case of the monocot plants like maize, banana, grass, etc., the seed contains only one cotyledon or one seed leaf. But in case of dicot angiosperms like mango, banana, banyan tree, etc., the seed contains two seed leaves or two cotyledons, so they are called dicot plants.